Hello, everyone out there. This is Jack Perry at Surge FM. I'm here for my first show today. I'm here with Rob Morris and JJ Selwyn.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good to be here as well.
This is really exciting. This is our first time. I've now taken over the Friday 2 till 3 p.m. slot, so I'll be on here for the rest of the semester, hopefully with Rob and JJ joining me every week. What we're going to be doing every week is basically talking about what's been happening throughout the week, maybe a few cultural issues, some social issues, and try and take a bit of a light-hearted approach to it, crack a few jokes, you know, and I'll be getting the boys' perspectives on how they see things. And first topic on the agenda today is stereosonic.
Down the pipe. Stereo is done.
Gonskis.
Looks like it, yeah. It had a real good run.
Yeah.
It was around for a while, but unfortunately it is no more.
Yeah, it's, how do you feel about it, Rob?
Oh, look, I'm pretty concerned about the tanning bed industry. You know, I think it's going to take a pretty big hit.
I'm pretty upset, to be honest. I mean, I think stereo was a big part of Aussie culture for young people, and it's like pretty sad that it's done. We all had a good run at stereo. We all did our time. You know, everyone went, did a couple of years, went in with the lads, you know, lost a couple along the way. But I think every young Aussie has the right to go to stereo, get in there and make it happen, yeah. And it's sad that we won't get to do that anymore.
I'm in agreement with you. I can vouch for that. Losing a few members along the way. I remember a good friend of mine, George, and I won't mention his last name. Some listeners out there might know him. He went straight down the gutter one year.
Straight into the gutter.
And
terrible time.
I don't think he ever really recovered. That would have been the 2013 Stereosonic.
He's not been the same since, I wouldn't say.
Definitely not.
Lost his mind.
Yeah. So I'm going to cut to a song from Stereosonic that year by R.L. Grime. So I want to play my first song now.
Here we go.
Yeah.
A shower. That was disgusting.
Yeah, absolute tune. I remember hearing R.L. Grime play that at the 2014 Stereosonic, and it was bloody awesome.
Yeah, seeing R.L. Grime was always an experience.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys know there's a video of R.L. Grime wishing me happy birthday.
There
on
is
YouTube.
indeed.
I haven't seen it, actually.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
How long is it?
George.
Can we get the audio up for the listeners?
Can we get it up? I think we can get it up. Yeah, on YouTube. I'll get that up
Yeah,
right
have a look.
now. Let's get that up.
Tell us how it happened, though.
Famous shout out.
I'm just typing it in. Wishes me happy. Yeah, so George Williams, my good friend, was in America last year, and he's a big R.L. Grime fan. And he saw him 2 times, first in Florida and second time in Vegas. And at the Florida show, he decided to wait till the show was over, wait outside the venue until R.L. Grime was leaving, caught him leaving, and then met him, talked to him, introduced himself, said he's a big fan. And then at Las Vegas later in that year, he decided to do the same, and he managed to get a video of R.L. Grime wishing me happy birthday as a present to me. So I'm going to play this now. Just coming up on YouTube.
How exactly did George get to meet him?
Hello, Pez. With an old friend. Jack Perry, you sick cunt. Happy birthday. I love you.
Yeah, that's it. How cool is that?
There it is.
That's pretty
R.L. Grime.
Anyone who
Full
wants to
message.
watch the video footage of that, search into YouTube, R.L. Grime wishing me happy birthday. And you'll find that on my channel on YouTube. And
How many views you got?
that's 16 views. So
That's not bad.
That's not
I
bad.
It's a blossoming YouTube
I
channel
can
right
personally account for, I'd say, 6 of them. So
there. Yeah, I put in a couple, I think, as well.
the other people out there in the world who've seen that, God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the views.
Like and share,
Putting
like
in,
and share that one.
What does YouTube kick you back for those 16 views?
What do you mean?
Making any money off that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know. How many views do you need to get to start making money?
I feel like it's a lot. I think you
Like
need
20?
a few. Probably more. I would say probably more. It's a tough game, I think, the YouTube game.
Yeah.
So back to stereo.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna miss it.
I'm going to miss it a lot. There's a few things I won't miss about it. The toilets at stereo were always disgusting.
Oh.
bro.
They were filthy.
Dude.
And yeah, speaking of the toilets at stereo, this is a bit rogue, but I did have something happen to me the other day at uni, which I just wanted to bring up, and I feel like this is the right forum to speak about it. So it was pre-class, and I had to get to the toilet to take a piss. And, you know, I had to go pretty bad. So I get in there. One man at the urinal. He's there. He's prepped. He's ready to go. But I can see nothing much is happening. He's just standing there. Nothing's happening. Just standing at the urinal.
Bit of stage fright, you reckon?
Exactly. I think he's got a bit of stage fright. Nothing's happening. So I think I'm going to get in there. I'm going to smoke this guy. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to start pissing. He's going to be like, damn, this guy's killing me. Just pissing. I'm doing nothing. So I get up there. But the amount of thought I've put into it, I've blown it at this point. I get up there, boom, stage fright as well. Nothing happening. So I'm standing at the urinal, nothing, no piss. This guy's standing there, nothing. And we're just waiting each other out. It's a brutal waiting game. And I don't know whether to say something or to just, you know, go ride it out. So I'm looking at him, he's not looking back. And I'm thinking, I can't come in, not piss and leave. It's pathetic. But he, you know, this guy was a trooper. He didn't look like he was giving up anytime soon. So he was just grinding it out, wouldn't look me in the eye. So after long enough of failure and just in a terrible mood, I had to just leave. I went out and just gave up on it. And I shared a look with him as I left the room. He just looked over at me and gave me the most terrible look. And I looked him in the eye, and it was a terrible experience I had in the bathroom at Sydney Uni, which I just thought I would bring up, talking about the bathrooms at Stereo. So yeah, make of that what you will. That happened to me. Text in if anything like that has happened to you. We'd love to hear about it.
Did you wash your hands?
I didn't wash my hands, actually, because I thought, like, if you don't actually piss, I would just think that's...
What damage is done, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you're not
that's
washing your
true.
hands because you've touched yourself. You wash your hands because there might be piss on them, I think, is the way it normally works.
But like, what
Is
if
that-
someone else saw you leave the bathroom and not wash your hands?
Well, it was only me and this guy in there, and he was already embarrassed
Mexican
enough.
standoff.
I didn't really care at this point what this guy thought of me. I just wanted to get out of there. Yeah, so it was a tough time. I never had anything like that happen to me at Stereo, to be honest. Stereo bathrooms were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I haven't had that experience. I mean, I've been into bathrooms and not been able to piss, and actually at Stereosonic, particularly, I've found that it's always the case.
It's tough at Stereo. There's a lot of big dudes in there going hard.
I
and
mean,
it's-
you're in a pretty excited mood.
it's
so
hard to fire one off, for
yeah,
sure.
it's hard to let one go.
Really
but,
hard.
I heard taking the Mount Franklin bottle to the front and just sort of dacking it was the way to go.
That's probably a safer option,
that-
to be honest. You hit the lines as well, and then
Yeah,
you're
'cause you
standing there
lose
in
your
line with
spot.
all these massive dudes, lose your spot at the stage. It's tough.
That's no good.
No
That's
good.
terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
I would-
bottle I think is the way to go.
I think the real question on everyone's minds is what do the big dudes get shredded for now?
Exactly. There were so many Sydney-siders really just getting jacked for this day.
Just juice.
They just loved it. They just got shredded. And now they got nothing to
do
get
they
shredded
go?
for.
Well,
Well, I
I
think
don't
they'll just
know.
be on the bulk all year at this point. We'll just have a
So
lot of...
there's no longer a shredding
Are we
stage.
just
Western
ushering in-
Sydney will just be fat.
Ushering any.
It's just
It's
pure
gonna be
bulk
just a bulk in
culture of
season. They need to,
fags.
well, maybe, or they need to find a new event to get jacked for.
to get shredded for.
Yeah, but I don't know what they like. They seem to really just be about that
They're just
stereosonic
about
music.
Stereosonic music, and that's it. I mean, we just need another festival with that kind of music, and we just want all of them to go out and be there again. You know,
That'd be great. Get rid of those dickheads for a day. It'd be awesome.
just get the festival, take it like 100 kilometers out of Sydney, make it like a week-long thing, and then
A
we
week
can
long.
and we can
A
just,
week
and we
long
can
thing
just
would be
have them
awesome,
out
actually.
there for like a week.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, what if we get the inverse and they start coming to Blues Festival or something like that?
Yeah, they could potentially ruin other festivals.
What if they start coming to Splendor now?
Yeah, Splendor gets turned
Ooh.
into the new Stereo.
That'd be weird.
It'd be a sad day.
That'd be super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got next on the play?
Anyway.
Tune.
Absolute
Ripper.
Doesn't
Barnstormer.
Remind you of cut glass and baking soda. Anyone?
Ah, Rob on
Rob.
fire, as always.
Love it.
Love it, Rob
Yeah.
Morris.
I just wanted to bring up cops.
Cops do patrol Stereo.
Because cops do
a
patrol
lot.
Stereosonic, and
They're everywhere.
they're everywhere
All
now.
just swarming the place.
And there's some undercover out there, and I know a few of my friends who've had some rough
Been hit up a
times.
few times, yeah.
Yeah, by the undercovers. And even myself personally, I remember actually going into a Swedish House Mafia concert a few years ago, and I was perusing the entrance with a friend of mine.
Perusing.
Yeah, perusing?
Yeah. No, correct. Go on.
Yeah. with a friend of mine at the entrance, and it was before we were about to go in. And I remember we were dressed, I guess, in a
To
way,
impress.
dressed to impress, wearing bucket hats and party shirts. And then this big fat bold dude came out of nowhere. He kind of looked like Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And he was just dressed in like 3/4 length jeans and like a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt. And he comes up to me and it was with a friend. He's like, "Hey boys, I'm an undercover cop. Can I talk to you? And I'm just shitting bricks. I'm like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah.
what do we do? And he's like, look, I'm just going to ask you boys, have you taken any substances? And we're like, no, of course not. Of course not. He's like, and I just want to have a little search of you. And he was like, yeah, of course. So he takes out, I give him my wallet, and then nothing in my wallet, of course. And he takes my friend's wallet, nothing in that, of course, and then like makes us take off our hats. But we were sweet, but it was a terrifying experience.
Yeah, dealing with the cops is always terrible, I found anyway. Because normally, like, I don't have any issue with the cops. A lot of people seem to hate on the cops a lot. But to be honest, I love the cops. They're helping me out, you know? Like, they're taking care of all the crap that's going on in the streets, and I'm just living good. So, like, I'm not too fast. But I have run in with them a few times.
Yeah.
And it's never been good, to be honest.
No.
One time I was parked. I was working, doing delivery driving. A terrible job. And I had my car parked, and these two blokes behind my car got in a bit of a fight. They were each in cars, and one guy tried to take the parking spot, and this other guy didn't let him in, drove his car forward, rammed into the other car, and then drove into my car while it was parked. And so the cops came, and the guy who'd caused the whole accident was this Russian dude. And then there was this like Sri Lankan dude who'd been screwed over by the Russian dude. And he was filthy about it. He was not happy at all. Anyway, the cops come, and they come over, and they're like trying to talk about what's happened. And the Sri Lankan guy's trying to get in there, trying to be like, yeah, like this Russian guy just drove straight into my car. But the cops, they wouldn't have a bar of it. They wouldn't listen to him at all. They just, every time he talked, they'd be like, hey, let us do our jobs. Let us do our jobs. We're trying to do this. And then he'd be like, no, but he crashed into me. And then the cops just started saying, like, how old are you, mate? And he'd be like, 28. And they'd be like, well, stop acting like a child. Stop acting like a child. Go home. And his car was absolutely wrecked as well. Like, the whole side of his car was screwed. And the cops just sent him on his way. Wouldn't listen to a word he said. And just sent him. And I was standing right there, and I'd seen the whole thing. And I had my chance to step in and help. I could have helped this guy. And
Was the Russian dude you could have helped?
No, I could have helped the Sri Lankan guy.
Oh, yeah, the Sri Lankan dude.
And I could have helped him, and I didn't. I stood back and let it happen.
So the cops, they were just harassing him, basically.
They just wouldn't give him a chance.
How long do you reckon they were at it?
It was about 10 minutes of him trying to get a word in, and then like the two cops just calling him a child, telling him to just go home.
That's ruthless.
Exactly, dealing with the cops is no good.
So
from what I've found.
They were just saying, look, you're in the wrong, shut up.
Effectively, yeah, they just didn't want anything to do with them. So the less you have to do with them, the better, I would say. So I won't miss that about Steve.
How do you think if you had your time over again, you would have treated the situation?
Well, it would be nice to think that I'm the kind of person who would step up and get in there and help this guy out. But to be honest, I just see it going the same way again. To be honest, I've never really stood up in any of these situations in my life. I've let myself down on numerous occasions.
Do you reckon they were just on a power trip, those guys?
I think so. I don't know what it was. They just didn't really seem to care. Like you'd think cops would care, but they just nothing.
I mean, yeah, these guys. There's a lot of cops out there that do care, and they're doing.
You'd
a
like
good
to
job.
think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
I remember I filed a claim because someone broke into my room once and kicked the door in, stole heaps of stuff, and the cops came in and fingerprinted it, and I had to make a statement. And it was like talking to a brick wall. The officer I was talking to just did not care in the slightest, and obviously no call back, no investigation.
Yeah, I mean, all this being said about the cops, I still do have love for the cops. They're out there.
I mean, hopefully
they're grinding.
But
Hopefully,
like,
if you're freed up now that stereo's done, we can.
Exactly,
Do you
more
reckon he
people on the
just
streets.
had a shitty day, Rob, and just couldn't be bothered to deal with some college student who got his phone taken.
Do you want a police force that, how they act toward crime is dependent on how much of a shitty day they've had?
No, I don't. But
There you go.
Just trying to think about it from his perspective, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
that's-
you could give him
Look,
a chance, but
it's
nah.
a valid.
I mean, I'm all for you, man. I sympathise with you. I've had some other shitty times with cops. Actually, I remember one time I was with my mum and we were driving home from the Sydney football stadium, after a cricket match, and like my mum had come to pick me up, and I was probably like 15 or 16, just in high school, and it was a really busy night, and we're driving down. I think it is Moore Park Road, and the traffic was queued up, so we decided, my mum was like, I'll do a U-turn, like that'll get us home faster. It was a double line, so my mum does the U-turn, keeps going, and then without like 5 seconds later, another cop does a U-turn and was behind us the whole time, pulls us over, and he's like, look, you've crossed the double line, why'd you do that? My mum's like, oh, just wanted to like try and cut out the traffic, we're going home this way. He's like, look, I'll need to see your registration and license and that. And unfortunately, our registration had just expired,
Oh, by how much?
like 2 days ago.
2 days.
So my mum's like, unfortunately, the registration's just out, but I'm just about to do it. And he was like, I mean, I don't like to like paint a picture of like this like stereotypical like cop, but he was like this big like kind of angry fat dude, like 50 years old, and he's like, yeah, look, your registration's out. I've got no sympathy for that. I'm gonna have to give you this fine. And the fine was $1,200.
$1,200.
Better luck next year, Super.
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal.
I mean, I just got to get your registration in order.
I mean,
in 2 days, it's like she could have just done it 2
That's
days
the
earlier.
thing,
What's your
dude.
mum too busy doing?
Yeah,
Come on, Sue.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Anyway,
Just don't give him an excuse. That's what I say.
I'm gonna bring us into another song.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
I've got another absolute banger.
What do you got?
Flostradamus,
Fat.
Roll Up,
Ooh.
Bauer remix.
Dude, thanks,
Lovely,
Bez.
lovely
Bauer
track.
remix. Absolute.
Brings back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry
No,
about that.
didn't mean
I
to
forget
blow
to
our load like that.
Resurgence.
stop the song, so the next song plays
It's pretty complex in here.
afterwards. If you got a keen ear, you might have been able to detect that one. And if so, please text in. The number is 044 8856 416. And feel free to text in any thoughts, any song requests, any times you've been done over by the cops, or any other times you've had a bad experience in the bathroom like JJ did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you didn't have the courage to step up and do something.
Yeah.
Just to sack up.
Let us know. We
Just
would
like,
love
yeah,
to hear it.
When was that time
Love to
you
hear
knew
it.
you should have acted differently, but you didn't, just because you didn't have the courage to do the right thing?
I'm thinking we'll get a lot of heat on this. Thousands of listeners. Thousands.
Yeah, I think we don't actually have a count yet of how many listeners are, but
I don't
I
think the
can see
number
the
would
phones
fit on
lighting up in
the.
the other
I don't
room.
think the
I
number
mean,
would fit
like,
on the screen, to be
it's-
honest.
yeah,
ridiculous.
text in quickly. Text in ASAP. You might not get on otherwise. Speaking of stereosonic, as that is the theme today, during the song played just then, we were talking about when you see those people in wheelchairs at festivals, and you know when like the crowd gets around them and they lift them up.
Yeah, it's one of the good things about festivals because people like it's a very good environment
It's
in
an
that
inclusive
sense.
environment, a
Yeah.
safe space.
You
if
don't make
will.
friends anywhere else like you make at Stereo. You don't go to the shopping centre and see some bloke and then 10 minutes later he's your best mate in the whole world. That's like that's a stereo.
Best mate.
That's a stereo thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's brought to mind on the topic of helping out the people in the wheelchairs. I did have a bad experience. I don't want to. I don't want this to
go
come
for
off
it.
the wrong way.
Go
I
for
had a bad experience pretty recently with a disabled person, which until then I've always been pro disabled people, just in general as a rule. It's a good thing to get behind. But this guy, so I was at my house, one out, just hanging out. And this guy's come to my door, rung the doorbell, and I answered. And it's a guy with Down syndrome who's trying to sell tickets for the he's trying to get me to donate money for the Paralympic Games for like
A great cause.
Yeah, a good cause.
Yeah.
It is a good cause. So it's like $50 gets them this, $10 gets them new shoes, whatever. So I'm like, originally, I'm just like, oh, like, I don't know if I have any money, but he was a good salesman, this guy. He was good. He was pushing me. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to give this guy some money. So I go and I get some money, and all I've got's a $50 note. And I'm like, $50 is a lot to drop on one cause like
That's
this.
huge.
You know, I'm not a rich man. I can't drop $50. So I've got my $50 and I say, oh, like, I give him the $50 and I was like, yeah, just the shoes. And the shoes were $10, but he takes the $50 note and puts it in his pocket and then just starts tearing $50 worth of tickets. And I say, oh no, I only wanted the $10 one. And he
Yeah.
says, what do you mean? Well, the $50 one gets you so much more. And I was like, no, mate, like I don't want to donate $50. And he was like, do you not think our cause is worth $50? And at this point, I'm getting a bit upset. This guy's got my $50, but like I don't want to like get in a big argument with him because he's a guy, Down syndrome guy selling tickets. He's like, I don't want to have a go with him, but he was not giving back this $50. So at the end of the day, I found myself like me and this guy were like face to face over this $50, and my hand was like going for the money, and he was not giving it back. And we got at my doorstep. I just got in a fight with this guy selling tickets for the Paralympic Games, and he was just not giving the money back. And so he just eventually was like, took the tickets and just shoved them in my hand and was like, you're not a nice person. And then walked
Oh,
out.
wow.
Did he say that?
He said that. He
He
said, you're
said
not
that.
a nice person. And walked out the door
You
with
gave
my
him 50
with
with
my
your
50 with my 50.
With your pineapple.
Exactly, a sweet pineapple down the drain. And that soured me, It's hard to come back
Dude, he
from that.
played you completely.
Played me for a fool.
Was
a
he?
fool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was his game all along, but
Like,
it's
was he-
the way it
yeah.
ended up.
Was he definitely disabled?
He was definitely disabled.
Do you feel good having donated though?
It kind of ruined the experience.
Just the fact that those extra
be
$40.
A consensual donation would have been better because it feels like he took it from me by force. I felt used afterwards, and I felt like he'd played me.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to be manipulated, but I came out on the wrong end of this deal.
Just got a text in from. Please leave your name if you text in. I've just got in a lot
Name
of
and
texts.
rank.
Loving the bangers. Would love to hear Terror by Skep and Hawk. Hehe. Love Drambo. I'll get that on.
Thanks, Drambo.
Next. Nothing worse than losing a pineapple.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pierre
awful.
Nail.
sad day.
Singcore. Tune. Yep. Thanks, Pierre.
Thanks for that
Oh,
one,
we've got
Pierre.
a big post here. I think this is from DI, whoever that is.
DI.
DI. I'll read it out for you guys.
Die, perhaps.
Oh.
It's good to have fans.
On the topic of uncomfortable peeing at stereo,
Oh,
a
here we
good
go.
mate of mine, who can be named EP, found himself busting in between sets in the warehouse stage area. Because the line was so long to get back inside, he had to find an alternative to the toilets. Spotting a Mount Franklin water bottle on the floor, EP seized the moment. He picked it up and walked over to a quiet little corner near some bleachers and let loose into it. Unfortunately, the bottle quickly filled up, and holding it in one hand, he continued to relieve himself. Shout out to the 2015 stereo cleaners. You guys don't get the thanks you deserve.
I'd say that's a fair call. It would be a nightmare job cleaning up after
Horrific.
stereo. I mean, I've seen some terrible. Just your average bathroom, a bloke's bathroom, is disgusting, but stereo would be 10 times worse. I don't know what happens to dudes when they get in a bathroom. Actually, I've thought about this before. It's like if you're taking a dump at your house, you do it in the toilet. It's just standard procedure. You wouldn't go anywhere else. But the second you get out in a public toilet, just the urge is there to just go everywhere. And like,
Is it though?
I think it is. Well, like every public
get that?
bathroom I've ever been, I mean, I might have got it, I might not have got it, who knows? But people definitely do. People ruin those bathrooms.
On the subject of bathroom etiquette, and this is something I think I've spoken to you about
Yeah.
before, JJ.
I'm sure we would have.
You once told me that you had a friend who couldn't take a dump unless he was naked.
Shirt
Is that
off.
A shirt off?
Can we name him? Do you think he would care?
Your first name?
Will.
No,
Initials,
Because,
WB.
because
Will.
I remember,
Very tall.
I remember hearing that.
Naked pooer.
Great swimmer. But
Swims a lot. See if
I
you can
remember-
figure this out. He swims a lot and he poos with no shirt on.
I remember hearing that and thinking that is absurd. But last night, the urge hit me to go to the bathroom, squeeze out number 2.
Yeah.
And
happens. Josh.
it could not, there was no movement at the front, so to speak, or at the back, which is a little more accurate.
Yeah.
But I had to get naked. And I cannot describe the feeling that I had because it was like this primal urge to just
get naked.
disrobe.
That's weird.
It was so
I mean,
I totally get that.
I've done it before, but it wasn't any better. I didn't. Well, the reason I was given for why you get naked was because the stench gets caught up in your clothing, and then when you go meet people, they're gonna know that you've dropped a big old deuce.
That's not
So does
true.
he-
But I don't think that's true because
Everyone
How
is
often?
like shit,
exactly.
man.
How often do you meet someone you're like, oh, definitely just took a poo. Definitely just took a poo. It never happens.
Did you see that guy? I can smell it on him.
I can smell it on him. Yeah.
Took a poo.
It's like when you put 3 hours ago. Yeah, I got it on you. Yeah, it doesn't happen. I think it's it's bogus, is what it is. Just poo with your shirt on. You're just scaring people.
Yeah.
That's what I think, anyway. But I mean, at the same time, whatever makes you happy. You're not hurting me taking. Your
I wonder
shirt
what
off.
percentage of people poo with no clothes on.
Text in if you're.
I gotta think low.
If you're a
Everybody
nude pooer.
text in how they poo, and we'll get a little. We'll get a statistic.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get a statistic going. Because also the thing is, like, if you're at work in a suit, what's your game?
What is your
like you're
game?
mid-meeting, have to take a poo. You're like, oh shit, I've got to add an extra 10 minutes for getting my suit off. No, it's inconvenient as well.
And do you hang it up or you just put it in a corner? You couldn't put it in a
Yeah,
corner.
get crumpled as well.
The floor.
It's also, yeah,
The floor is
where do
feral.
you put the shirt? Because the floor is always covered in piss. So, like, what do you
See, I was at home, so there's no issue.
That's
But-
not an issue,
but
yeah.
Public, if you have to poo, and when you do, you have to be naked. Text in. How do you deal with
what is
public?
your logistics? What is your step-by-step process?
Is it
of getting
BYO
it
coat
done?
hanger?
BYO,
And what if
wow, I'd
text
be
in?
surprised.
Text in on 0448856416.
We'd love to hear.
Love to hear from you. We're just
Bathroom
going to go
etiquette.
to the song Terror by Skep and Hawk. This was a request from Drambo.
I'm expecting big things.
Let's do it.
And we're back.
That was Terror by Skep and
It
Hawk.
was a dirty little tune.
That was
It
nice.
was.
Whoever sent that in,
I
you're a
enjoyed that.
dirty
Thank
boy.
you,
It's a
Drambo.
Drambo.
We've just got a few more texts in. I've got a story from 0417378317.
Maybe not a good idea.
Reveal yourself.
I'll read it out.
Well,
Spam them.
Hey guys, Fat Tune. I'd just like to share a story I had with the cops. Can I get on air? Can we get people on the air to call?
I don't know if we have the
They can call your phone.
technical capacity.
Maybe. Anyway, I'll read out the story.
Let's assess the sitch.
Yeah. This one time I was having a piss behind the crow's nest hoe.
Of course.
As I was shaking it
Great
off, I got
location,
flashed
by
by
the
the
way.
cops in their car. Tried to bolt it, leg to the park down near North Sydney Oval. One of them chased me. Oh, usual night, beers, birds, beers. Then headed back to the
Every
ranch.
Friday night.
A quick slash in the alleyway tops off a key night, as we all know. Sorry, the story's being written in the wrong order, but I'll just continue.
Is this the all one story?
Yeah, this is one story, but the texts haven't come in the order.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
I dashed right into another waiting behind a tree. Now here's the wild bit. This guy pins me to the floor, starts laughing.
Is this a cop?
Then he unzips his pants and asks me if I've ever seen Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, no.
You can guess what happened next.
Big sandwich.
He was
I've
asked for a
never
sandwich.
watched that movie again, even though I'm obsessed with that guy from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Neil Patrick Harris.
NPH.
NPH.
In
Yeah.
the ass.
Barney Stinson.
NPH.
He's in...
Josh Radnor.
No.
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 Not even close.
No, come on. No, Neil Patrick Harris is in Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So thanks for
Is
that.
that the-
Sorry,
is
yeah,
that
that
the
was the
story?
story. Sorry for it being jumbled up at the beginning. The text came in through the wrong order.
I
that's
have...
wild.
that is-
Another
I've
te-
had... Oh, no, go
Another
go
text
ahead.
in. I've just got to read a few more texts. How this person likes to go to the toilet. Full Kyle Sandilands. Naked, holding onto my ankles. Shower afterwards.
Doesn't surprise me. Carl Sandlands is a filthy looking
He
dude.
is.
You
Yeah.
know he drops bombs. That being said, relating to the story before, I had a similar incident. This was on schoolies of like peeing in public. If you're just peeing on the ground, and like out of nowhere, like 15 cops come at me, and I'm like just trying to talk my way out of it. But they were hard on me. They like one guy was on the ground with a flashlight, like in the ground, and he was like touching it, being like, "This is piss. This is definitely piss." And, and they're like, "Can you confirm?" He's like, "Yeah, it's definitely piss. We've got
The
it."
taste test.
And then yeah, he's gone the taste test. This bloke, just a filthy bloke working for the cops. Anyway, yeah, $150 fine. Tough.
Whoa.
Yes, tough times.
3 pineapples.
Exactly.
Three,
yeah.
man. You've lost a lot
Cops.
of pineapples.
I know. I've been done
In your
over a
life.
few times in my
You've had a
life.
few
It's
rough-
sad.
You've had a rough
few
experiences,
run-ins with the
mate.
law.
Rough deal,
Stronger
but-
for it, I like to think.
I've got another text in as well. A guy wanked in the bathroom next to me yesterday. He made me self-conscious to shit.
Yeah, I mean, you would be self-conscious to shit
Thank
if
you
that was
for
happening.
that.
He
Another
must
another
be pretty
text
stoked with
in.
himself, though.
Who?
The guy. I mean, like,
The
how
guy-
shameless do you have to be?
To wank in a cubicle?
Yeah.
You got to be bold.
You have to be bold.
It's also like do it discreetly.
Have
you
you
know?
ever done it?
In a
What, in uni?
in a cubicle or
In fact,
at uni?
yeah, just,
Yeah.
No,
I can't say I
not
have.
at uni. I haven't done.
Not
it.
at uni.
Yeah, neither.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, of course I haven't done that. I would never admit to doing that.
Wild
Another,
scenes
a
in studio
disgusting person.
another text in. Get the short ball back on. You guys are dusty. I don't know who the short ball is. Please clarify that.
That could be the show before.
That might be the show before.
This
so-
is our first time on the airwaves.
Yeah.
We're
So this
blowing
is-
out the cobwebs,
We've
so
also,
to speak.
I got to give a shout out to Sammy Spare Change and to Will Sullivan, and he has requested a YouTube video that'll be coming in the future weeks. We'll be setting up the camera in the studio and live streaming it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have the technical capabilities
yet,
the
at this
capacities.
moment to pull that off.
I'm just gonna cut to another song now.
What do we got?
We've got Gesaffelstein,
Oh, which song?
OPR, and I Need a Ticket.
So bad luck if you didn't get tickets. 'cause
If
you
anyone's
can't, you
got a
can't
ticket,
go.
Little useless plug
message
there.
me ASAP. Yeah, that's a little bit of a
Yeah,
plug.
made
yeah.
up.
So I'm
Get a
just
beer
going to
beforehand.
introduce you guys to a topic that we'll be having every week. It's one I'm sure you're already familiar with. It's a Would You Rather. And this week, we're of course keeping it stereosonic related. So the Would You Rather is this. Would you rather live in the stereosonic men's bathroom
Yeah.
for the whole of Stereosonic, so that's about
Right.
48 hours?
Can you still hear the sets?
I mean, I think you can just hear bass, like,
Just the grind.
you're allowed to bring in like sleeping bag, sleeping mat, all your
Okay.
food, all your water, and like a laptop, no charger,
Yeah.
No.
and like
No charger.
no charger.
So you got to like set your time on the
Yeah,
computer.
yeah,
Smart.
yeah.
You can't,
Yeah.
you can't blow it all on like first season of Friends straight off the bat.
Boom.
No, or eat 5 kilograms
No.
of sand. and you have a month to eat it.
A month.
Eating sand is terrible. I think. Like, is this dissolved in water or just
can you wash it
straight
down?
sand?
You
Or
can
you just like from a
dissolve
spoon. What's the utensil?
3 kilos of it in water, but
So
the
you
other
gotta-
2 kilos
2 kilos just munch it.
Dry.
is dry.
Going in dry.
Yeah, straight up.
Dry sand. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Where's this sand sourced?
What?
Ooh, that's a good
It
question.
makes it huge. I mean, like, are we talking about like
I'm gonna want
English beaches?
I'm gonna want to find grain.
You know,
Yeah, I
am I eating? Am I
dude.
eating rocks?
I
English
prefer a
beaches
fine
suck,
grained
man.
sand. English beaches.
Yeah,
suck,
English beaches.
For the record.
Are we talking 5 kilos?
We're
of
talking English beaches.
That's got, like,
No, that's like
No.
rocks, bro.
hang on. I also need to.
I've no chance
We
of
also need to
making it
clarify,
out if I go.
Is
English
this toilet
beaches.
we're living in? Is this like?
You've been to
hang on.
Stereosonic. You know
I
that the
understand.
men's bathroom.
I understand, but like, oh, so we're not talking about the porta potties.
No. It's
No,
like
it's not
you
a
go
single
in and
porta
there's the
potty.
urinals everywhere.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
And there might be
it's-
one
Oh, so you got the
cubicle.
whole bathroom.
Yeah, you got the
Oh,
whole
that's
thing.
fine.
It's not fine.
Guys are coming
48
in.
hours.
Guys are coming in and out.
Mate,
Right?
I was thinking
Coming in
you were
it-
going porta potty.
No,
And it was
that's
like,
easy,
I was
bro.
like
it's like
sitting up
you're
straight.
on the laptop.
That's
and then someone else
easy.
is like, oh mate, I've got to go. And you're like, oh yeah,
It's
I'm sorry.
definitely
mate.
not
Out of the way, hiding in the corner, just like, how's your day, bro? Yeah,
No, I'm not making it. I don't
No.
think I'm making 48 hours. That's a long time. 2 days.
5 kilos.
You're not
of
getting sleep either.
English sand.
English sand, it would be rough. I don't deny that, but I'm going with the sand.
I would
Mate,
take
and we're
Stereosonic,
not,
man.
Are we even thinking about?
Broken man.
It'd be an experience.
Wait,
A
eating
bad
it's,
experience, probably. I would think.
eating it's one thing. Passing it is another.
Well, it depends how
Ooh.
fine it is. This is your problem.
English sand. I don't know. Like, to me, that is just nailing the coffin. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Struggle street for sure. I'm still taking the sand, to be honest. I'm just sticking with the sand.
Dude, you only have 1 month, so you're eating like 100 grams a day for 3 kilos. So
Yeah.
The other 2 kilos you mix with
Just
water.
going like 10 grams an hour, you know, just keep it regular. I think I'd be fine.
Dude, think about that. Like a whole month, just like sand on your mind. Like, I gotta eat this.
Sand on
I
my
gotta eat
mind.
this. I gotta eat this.
Every day sand on my mind. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Every day sand on my mind.
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna be a struggle, but I persevere. You know, people have been through worse. That would keep me going. So you'd go the porta potty. Is that what you're both saying?
Yeah, not the porta potty.
No, not the
the
porta potty.
room. The
The room.
area behind the urinals.
Yeah, I mean,
Behind the urinals.
Like they're standing.
You can
up
still talk to these guys. Like, you can be like, how's your day?
yeah, because that's gonna be great. It's
Conversation.
gonna, it's gonna be
Just
sick
walk up
fun,
with a
mate.
big muscly guy who's charging and just,
He's just
asking how
charging,
his day is.
Pissing
Just
everywhere. No, thanks.
pissing and sweaty and gross.
Could be
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, you actually would have a
Could
few
be.
good chats.
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah, it's not mine.
Yeah, the real
Not me.
the real question is how you would use your laptop and like, would you go early on? Or you save
No,
it?
I think you save it. To be honest, I think you save that laptop so you coast at home because
Do
you
you
can
have-
get through the start, just sitting there, kind of taking in what's going on, enjoy it, but then later you're gonna need that.
I know.
And
Do
also,
you
what
have
do you
Wi-Fi?
watch? Well, I don't know what you watch.
No
to get you
Wi-Fi,
through.
no way.
So you got.
Oh, so you gotta
like,
download
whatever's
stuff.
on
You
your.
can download what you
beforehand.
want to watch. Yeah.
You're allowed one series. What do you go with?
What's
It's tough.
I don't know. It smells in there, but
It smells terrible in there. Of course, it's gonna smell in there.
earphones?
It's a toilet.
Because that
Yeah.
if you don't have earphones,
yeah, you're allowed
it's like,
earphones, but
oh,
like,
okay.
So it's like you're not gonna be able to sleep. Or maybe during the day, but it'll be baking hot
You're
during
talking
the
about
day.
48 hours.
It's gonna be stinking hot during the day.
I
so-
definitely do Stereosonic, man. Anyway, what would you guys do? Please text in on
You have kilos.
A few minutes.
56416. You've
English
got a
sand.
few more minutes. What would you do? Would you go into the Stereosonic bathroom for 48 hours and live there? Or would you eat 5 kilograms of English sand?
It's a tough one. It's a real tough one.
We're just going to cut to a song now, a bit of What's So Not. And they played Stereosonic, I think, nearly like every year. So
So
let's do it.
love it.
And that was Bill Withers with
Sorry
Lovely
about the
Day.
mysterious segue into Lovely Day.
Yeah.
We're sure you'll appreciate
Didn't
it.
That
plan
was
it, but I think it worked
really
out.
nice.
It,
That's a
it
really
is,
nice
It is
song.
just a great song.
Um,
Might not fit the mood, but it is a great song.
So we're going to wrap up now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the requests and all the comments. It's been great. So
Been awesome. To all the stereo warriors out there who served your country well, we salute you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you in your future endeavours as well. To all
And-
the young people who will never get an experience, it's unfortunate. You missed out.
You did.
You'll find something else though, don't worry. It's a big world. You'll be okay.
I'm Jack Perry. I was with JJ Selwyn and
Yep.
Rob Morris. And our show is called POETS, by the way, which stands for Piss Off Early Tomorrow's Saturday. And
Yeah.
we're going to leave you
Great
with
name.
an absolute
Banger.
tune.
This is one of the all-time
This is all-time
greats.
stereo songs.
Your boy Tiesto.
Yeah, man, I heard this 2012 closing it, I think.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Heaven.
Huge.
Heaven on earth. Thank you
Enjoy.
for listening.
Thanks.
Tune in next week.
Peace. Peace, I'm out.
Peace.
Peace, I'm out.
Peace, I'm out.